Hi, my name is Eric, and recently on YouTube there was a video removed by YouTube where two Californian doctors talked about their data and thoughts about the coronavirus outbreak. So I did manage to watch the video on a different source than YouTube. It was available on BitChute. And at first I thought, oh, these guys, they're really talking a lot of sense. And the coronavirus is this pandemic that's been blown out of proportions. They're saying, it's kind of like the flu. It's a little more contagious, but not as lethal. So you only need to quarantine yourself if you have a weak immune system. However, that contradicts a lot of the things that you hear about the coronavirus. And one of the things they said is that Sweden has about the same number of deaths as Norway. So Sweden has about 2,200 deaths, whereas Norway has about 207. However, Sweden, their model for locking down the country, where they allow bars and restaurants and things like that to operate, was praised and highlighted by the World Health Organization for being possibly how a model of lockdown could look in the future. So we know the World Health Organization and Sweden are on the same team. And whereas Trump has tweeted about Sweden, condemning them for having so many deaths and that their lockdown model didn't work. So it makes me think that Trump and these doctors are somehow in cahoots. So we know that big tech likes to censor Trump. Most mainstream media censors Trump, if not all media censors Trump. And what it looks like is there are these powers in the world that want to each have their own narrative. Obviously, each country needs to protect its citizens from a virus. And it looks like Trump is trying to reopen the economy, and he made this propaganda, these two doctors that were probably paid to say these things and make it seem like coronavirus wasn't that serious. And so they lied about Sweden having a relaxed lockdown policy, and that it didn't turn out in more deaths. However, if you do some research, you find out that there are many more deaths in Sweden, a lot more. Compared to its neighboring countries. So by and large, we know that social distancing works, that shutting down businesses work. It's obviously something that hurts the economy. And in the United States, it's really hurting Trump's chances of getting reelected. So I think in Trump's head, he wants to have these businesses and schools get onto his boat and start to reopen in the hopes that it'll make the economy grow again, and then there won't be this economic crash, and Trump will be viewed as this real hero that saved the economy of America. And, that would be a very smart way of boosting yourself up for the next election, which is in November. So it seems like these powers that be are divided, and you can clearly tell who's on which side. It's Trump and Russia and possibly China, and some of the businesses in the United States. That part I'm not clear on. I haven't researched it that much, but certainly the businesses that he has ties to would be, part of his team. And then on the other side, you have the World Health Organization, the Democratic Party in the United States. You have the mainstream media is mostly on sort of the side of big tech, where they want this sort of dystopian future where we're censored and they control the narrative. And both sides want to control the narrative, but it's just that they have different narratives. And I'm sure there's lots of other reasons that we don't know why they're fighting like this. Obviously, it's for money, power, wealth, influence, economic control, resources, things that are of value to humans. But it's also, you have to remind people that it's things like this that control us. When, they say that you can't have this video of these doctors talking in California, it does hurt to some degree to have, something that's propaganda on YouTube, but it sparks debate. When I talked to my brother, I was sort of taking the side of these two doctors, and he was taking the side of the sources that he had, I guess, from, multiple sources. Probably some of them information came from the World Health Organization. And it helped me make sense of the bigger picture. So without different sides of an argument, if you're always hearing one narrative, you're going to be brainwashed and you're not going to live in a free society anymore. It's sort of like what happened in Nazi Germany. People, heard only one message, that the Nazi Party was the answer to Germany's problems, and people fell for it. And there were people that spoke out against it, and they silenced them. So, we know in the United States they are silencing journalists. They're doing that in China. They're doing that all over the world. Just look at what happened to Jamal Khashoggi when he criticized the Saudis. So I'm just here trying to present my opinion on this and what I think is going on. That's all I really have to say. Thank you.